戦争を体験した人に僕のプロジェクトに参加していただくのは
One of the reasons why I like to have people who have experience with war participate in this project or these projects is because they can have interactions with those people who have not experienced war. So the actual feelings of those people who have experienced war, how should I put it? It isn't always particularly theoretical, and they can't really talk about it at great length. However, whenever I hear the conversations of those people who have experienced war, how should I put it? I am always moved by the depth of their emotions.
My father has a Purple Heart, so I get to hear quite a few interesting stories from local members of the Military Order of the Purple Heart. One guy I know was on a ship in the Pacific that got hit by a kamikaze plane. Nobody was severely hurt, so they just waited to be picked up in their lifeboats. Soon, another ship came by and brought the stranded crew aboard. Not long after, a Kazakami hit that ship, and the crew from the first and second ships ended up back in the lifeboats. Talk about bad luck, eh?
I really didn't like the long, windowless hallway between the common living area in my house and my room. It was always dark.
I don't remember the first time I was in a plane, but I remember when I was about 13 years old riding my bicycle from Windsor, Connecticut, about 10 miles into a Hartford airport to watch planes land and take off.
I believe that it is particularly difficult for conversations about war to happen within a family setting. Most people who have experienced war don't want to talk about it. It's extremely difficult for them to talk about it. However, speaking about it in a family, speaking a bit about it during dinner, finding a time when they can talk about it, perhaps will have an impact on not making war again. Or maybe I shouldn't be talking about this kind of thing.
As part of my Photo 2 class at Smith, I was fortunate to see the components of the Kyoto exhibit during installation. I was immediately drawn to the Zero Project as my course of study and life's passion is collage and photo montage work. I could not in any way pass up the opportunity to work on a piece of this magnitude, especially one that resonates so strongly with me on both an artistic and political level. I have not lived through any war prior to 1990 and thus have no memories of zero planes, but I am truly touched by the message this artist has brought to our community.
My family fled from Vietnam after the Vietnam War and settled in America. All I really know is that my father fought in that war and my mother lived through it. The topic of war is not discussed within the family, but the pain is still there, and there are times when I can feel it.
It was very extraordinary for me to change the plan of the project in the midst of the project. On this occasion, I was originally intending to put a frame inside the airplane and have the airplane sort of sit in the gallery the way a dog might sit. However, I changed the project on the evening before the last day before it was to be completed. On this occasion, I made the Zero Fighter in monotone colors. And the Zero Fighter, more than I had expected, was reminiscent of an image of death. And so I changed it to lay the airplane on the floor because the image of death and the plane lying out on the floor like a dead person matched exactly.
After being drafted in 1966, I spent a year in Vietnam, assigned to the 1st Infantry Division as a grunt, a foot soldier. At times, we would fly on missions in helicopters to engage the enemy. On one mission, we were landing. The chopper wouldn't actually land. It would hover 6 feet off the ground, and we would jump out. We were met by small arms fire and mortars. Although I was scared and knew of the danger, it wasn't until I was hit by shrapnel that I thought of my mortality. I used to think nothing would happen to me.
When I was a child, I wanted to become a witch so that I could help many people. But I realized it doesn't quite work that way. So I wanted to be a musician. I played the piano back then, though, and I had a mutual dislike for my teacher. Then I wanted to be an artist, at least until I found out that most artists only became famous after they die, and that they had to go insane and starve. When I was about 6 or 7, I decided I wanted to be a doctor so that I could heal people. That's what I wanted to be as a child.
The meaning of burning it is extremely complicated and has many different layers. And I can't respond, I can't answer your question concerning every single one of them, however. But if I provide an easy explanation, I can say that this Zero and the Zero project comes out of my own memory. It comes out of the memories that I have of playing with plastic models of Zero fighters when I was a child. And I made this Zero fighter with the people participating in the project coming, and they too speaking about their own memories. And I believe that many of the memories of the various volunteers have accumulated here in this project. And by burning this Zero fighter, which has become an aggregate of many memories, the object itself disappears. However, the memories do not disappear. And I believe that the memories become much stronger by the mere fact of burning the Zero fighter.
I remember December 7th, 1941, the day the Japanese attacked Pearl Harbor. I was 10 years old. My parents borrowed a little radio that I had gotten for my birthday. They sat up in the kitchen all that night, listening to Franklin Delano Roosevelt and the news of the war. I remember looking out an attic window, watching for planes to fly over to bomb Cambridge, Massachusetts.
As a child, I was terrified of kidnappers. This was probably due to the publicity surrounding the Lindbergh kidnapping in the 1930s. I used to insist upon looking under my bed and in my closet before being left in my room at night.
I want to talk something to the volunteer like that. 今回のファントムゼロは僕にとって
Phantom
大
Zero
変
on this
重要な
occasion
プロ
has
ジェクト
become
に
an
なりました。
extremely important project to me. Of all the projects that I have done up until this time, on this occasion, the largest number and greatest range of volunteers came to participate. And I had no expectation that people would come and share this many different kinds of conversations with me. Many older people and many children came and participated in the project. And in addition, many Smith College students came and showed great interest in my project. This has been very meaningful to me. And I believe that I probably have not had done a project in which the process has gone as well as it has on this occasion. Thank you very much.